Hey, Car Talk fans, it's Craig Fitzgerald. Car Talk just sent me to Mount Washington up in New Hampshire during the worst New England winter in recorded history. Clearly, they hate me. It must have been because I stole a croissant the last time I was at the office. The bosses wanted me to ride up the mountain in the SnowCoach. It's a 15-passenger Chevy van equipped with four-wheel drive and snowmobile tracks for getting up the mountain in this horrible weather. Why would anyone go up Mount Washington in 4 feet of snow? I guess it's the same reason that NASA brought a car to the moon.
What the hell were they doing with a car on the goddamn moon? There is no more male idea in the history of the universe than why don't we fly up to the moon and drive around? That is the essence of male thinking right there.
We got a guided tour up the mountain with a guy named Dexter Rust, who's been driving this route since 1974.
So on this side of the mountain, a gentleman by the name of Maycomber thought, we could probably put a carriage road up here and we could get a lot of other people up this mountain. So in 1854, construction of this road began. It took 7 years for this roadway to be completed. It took 2 companies to do it. That first company under Mr. Maycomber thought this road might cost them about $8,000 a mile, which was an unbelievable construction figure for the 1850s. Some of the problems they ran into was what they had for construction material and implements. Axe and handsaw had to be used to cut all these trees down. There were no jackhammers, so they had to use sledgehammer and chisel to drill holes in the rocks that you'll see and the ledge along the way. And no dynamite, because dynamite hadn't even been invented in the 1850s.
It's a great trip up the mountain, and once you get to the snow, the vans provide a nice smooth ride over the terrain.
So from 1861 until 1912, this was known as the Mount Washington Carriage Road. And that sign I pointed out to you at the bottom, okay, you could see the price on some of that stuff. It was mainly for private horses, private horse-drawn carriages. People could walk up, as I pointed out to you. And then there were people that went up in mountain wagons. Now, all of the grand hotels had their own mountain wagons. But a trip on Mount Washington, even though it was the same road that we're traveling right now, was a little bit different. It took those mountain wagons 4 hours to reach the summit of this mountain.
That 4-hour trip up the mountain now takes about 45 minutes. We went to about 4,200 feet, which is still 2,000 feet below the peak summit. Now I'm pausing here to show you this guy. That's Doug, the old gray mare. Instead of riding in a nice warm van, Doug skied up the mountain. Up the mountain. What kind of nitwit skis up a mountain? The whole trip was fantastic, and we happened to hit it on one of the few days a year where it was crystal clear on the mountain. Definitely check it out if you're up in northern New Hampshire this winter. You can learn a lot more about it at mtwashingtonautoroad.com, or you can visit cartalk.com for a link.